Radiant team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
It's hard to say. I mean, MP probably have, I guess, some strategies that they want to run. So it's up to them to see which one they decide to go with this game. Certainly the one last game didn't seem to work out very well against Thunderbird's lineup. Especially when the wolf shows up at your door with armor and a blink.
Reserve time.
Yeah.
Radiant team pick.
Treant Protector.
Dire team.
We go for the tree this time. That tree and the Lycan Wolves are just so good at scouting out information for Thunderbirds. It's a very underrated part about invisible heroes like Tree and Ricky and sort of Monkey King in a sense as well. Is they get information. It makes it so much harder for the enemy team to make moves because not only is it harder to smoke because you might get broken by an invis hero, but the enemy team just knows what's going on more often.
10 seconds remaining.
And one of the limitations of Tree is when the Tree can't actually get stuff done in the laning phase, and Ogre and Batrider are certainly two heroes that are quite decent against Trees and Roamers in general.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban.
I believe that MP picked this Lifestealer as a direct answer to Batrider since Lifestealer doesn't die. Since Lifestealer can rage off the sticky napalm stacks in the Firefly in lane, he can also slow the Batrider to kill him. And if you're MP, you're kind of worried about a potential dual lane here, a Batrider Ogre, so whatever lane they throw bottom should be pretty resilient to a potential dual or aggro lane, or I guess you wouldn't aggro lane a Batrider, but a potential dual lane. And a hero that can actually help the Lifestealer take care of the Batrider in lane.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Another note about the Terrorblade is Terrorblade does well against heroes that can't close a gap on him, and neither the Tree or the Lifestealer can do it on their own. So, great ban coming up from Team MP. Thunderbirds ban out some of those potential position 4 heroes coming out from Maui, the Nyx and the Slider. I think I saw MP run Nyx as a position 4 in the previous series.
10 seconds remaining.
Yep.
5 seconds.
Those are also two heroes that Batrider has to be careful about. Getting stunned up at all stages in the game, and you also have the next Carapace to stun out the Batrider as well, so pretty good bans coming out from Thunderbirds. MP, I feel like they're looking to ban a Lifestealer counter here, maybe like Or I don't know how they're thinking, but the fact that they're taking this long, they're probably deciding through lifestealer counters like maybe an Ursa or Weaver, definitely a lifestealer counter. So you go with that. Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
I wonder if NP even recognize that Lycan is a potential pick for Thunderbirds here. They do have the Treant Overgrowth and stun for Lycan. I mean, the whole fight into Lycan thing didn't work out for NP last game. He did. You wouldn't think that Lycan is a good. Troll's a good hero against Lifestealer. You wouldn't think that Lycan's like a really fast farming hero, but he got that start, and I've seen Resolution just have some of the most fantastic farming patterns ever. I think it's part of the reason why Thunderbirds is so successful. It's just the team as a whole is so good at knowing how to trade farm on the map and come out ahead.
5 seconds remaining.
I think this Lifestealer versus Troll dynamic is it can go either way. So in general, if both of them are on equal farm, I believe that the Troll will always 1v1 the Lifestealer just because of that bash and attack speed. But Lifestealer is one of those super bursty heroes, and he doesn't get affected by the whirling axes during the rage. So I've seen Lifestealer plus stun combos kill Troll in very quick time. So. So I actually just noticed, or I just thought about it, that like Thunderbirds banned the Wisp and the Ember. I think that's a playstyle that really worked with MPV. Very fast-paced, kind of trip you up early and then take all your towers. And so I think with those two heroes banned, NP are relying on a different kind of strategy here.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
We haven't seen this hero much, but his base damage is pretty insane. So I think Shadow Shaman can successfully trade against the bat and actually do damage to the ogre. So there's that. But most of all, I think Team MP, since this tree is either they want the tree to be flexible, they don't want the tree to be forced into either the bottom or the top lane, so they can kind of mix things up at the end of the draft if they want to. So I think what MP looked for with the Shadow Shaman was a hero with Disable, and 2, a hero that can actually help the Lifestealer kill a Bat Rider. Because if it's a Lifestealer versus a Bat Rider 1v1, the Bat Rider gets not a free lane, but like a relatively easy lane. What can you do? So let's say you pick Shadow Shaman in ability draft, right? You get his talent tree, so you have the shackles +3 or whatever duration. So then you can take like chakra magic, and you can shackle people maybe 2 or 3 times, I think, or I can't remember what the cooldown on chakra magic is, but if you combine that with another stun, I'm sure you can get we can go like chakra magic, nightmare, and shackles, and you might be able to just shackle someone forever.
Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining.
Earth Shaker.
Dire team ban.
I'm almost certain that it's an MSS Earthshaker. I saw them play it last series, so Earthshaker's quite a decent offlaner right now because you can actually still block the creeps on at the start with Fisher, so he can kind of create not a good start because like it's still an Earthshaker offlane, but you can get level 2 or 3 in good time. And I think I think their thought process here was the Omni Knight does one of two things for Thunderbirds. The Omni Knight has Guardian Angel, and Team MP have no magic damage right now, so Guardian Angel's great for them. And it also helps the troll take objectives, since Team MP don't actually have any defusal bars or any way to purge off Omni Knight spells. So the Earthshaker might be Team MP responding by thinking, hey, in team fights, instead of trying to deal with the troll when he's repelled and Guardian Angeled, why don't we just try to chain stun them and get rid of the Omni Knight like from the get-go? Trying to hit first with that Echo Slam Infest and try to win team fights that way.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Death Prophet.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Exorcism is physical, so I don't believe it does damage through GA, but there's probably, I mean, MP's been running Death Prophet, so they value that hero a lot. So there's probably some thought process to that. Maybe maybe MP think they can do some early tower pushing with the Rasta wards, or the Shadow Shaman wards and the Exorcism. And this is actually a great Alchemist pick. So Alchemist kind of got nerfed, like his Acid Spray, the AoE went down so low that Alchemist's ability to actually lane got hurt a lot. But if a team thinks that they have a good matchup like Alchemist versus the enemy mid laner and the enemy team as a whole, they can pick it and they can probably get away with it, because Alchemist is that hero where if you leave him unchecked, he farms up 6 items.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so you have the Lifesteal is generally good against Alch because Lifesteal is a very bursty hero. The problem is like when you deal with 5-on-5 fights as a whole, and another thing you have to consider is when Alchemist gets, assuming he's going a Radiance build and not a fighting build, can your heroes actually catch him? And MP's heroes can sort of catch him. They can set up with the Earthshaker, and you got the Shackles with a billion years duration. So, but you never want, if you're MP, you don't want the game to get to that point. So maybe if you're MP, you're thinking, hey, we have to do well in our lanes and we actually have to pressure the enemy, because the easiest way to deal with an Alchemist is to take away his jungle by taking towers quickly. And these two heroes bottom, they're smoked and they just barely miss each other. So they're both going to get the wards up that they want.
Probably back pop, so Saxa and Howie gonna catch a glimpse of one another. We'll see if either of them are able to get already the dire side pinging out back location.
By the way, this offlane Omni Knight I think is a hard counter to Lifestealer, since the Lifestealer will never actually be able to kill Omni Knight on 2 counts. First count, you repel off the open wounds, and 2, you have to deal with the Degen aura, and Lifestealer isn't good against that being a melee hero.
Very interesting switch to the drafts at the tail end of it.
Yeah.
Bat Rider towards the...
I mean, if there's a team that can pull off a draft like that, it's Thunderbirds, since I've seen Misery play literally every hero in the game, so...
He's been around a while. Has he been to every TI? I'd say yes. So
I mean,
every TI -1.
Many of them, I think. There was that one, did he make it when he was after C9? That would have been
Good
TI
question.
5. 4, 5.
Yeah, 5. Correct.
No, I
yeah.
think I don't remember. I was like out of North America during that time.
Maybe it may have been on secret at that point. Off in quite a while back. Fata gonna start towards the mid lane. Ducks up by his side, or Aoi 2000, excuse. Misery as well, just making life hell here. Maybe soaks his level 2 as well here to get to the... Interesting switch up, as you mentioned. Moon, though, level 1, gonna get bodied out of lane here. He actually opting for the feast, or expecting the 1-1 matchup, so how...
Yeah. I think Thunderbirds can justify this mid laning setup because Alchemist obviously does better with last hits and cares about the gold more than... Well, he does care about experience, but like that, those first 2 waves are the most important, and if the Batrider wasn't there, then this tree and that Prophet would be completely zoning him. And now that Batrider was there, we was able to get his lane in a comfortable position.
Yeah, he does get a couple of last hits, but how he's still 4 denies on this tree end.
Yeah.
SS, though, because of this laning setup, does actually find some time in lane as the top, so he's already sitting on it.
MSS blocks the lane and or uses his Fisher to kind of stall the lane, so it ended up in front of his tower, so he was able to get level 2. But the counter to every offlaner is just to stack a camp and pull it, because that completely denies the creep wave, and that's what Soxa did. So now the lane is in a better position for Thunderbirds.
Very balanced 8 armor.
Radiant's courier
Probably died,
has
caught a
been
little bit of
killed.
ass here. Other than that, fairly uneventful early game. Resolution, as is customary. Subtle new acid spray radius here.
It is tiny. I don't know what it was before, but you can like walk around it as a ranged hero.
It was the whole lane before. Let's put it that way.
It reminds me of the change from the old shrapnel to the current shrapnel. I think there was a point where shrapnel covered half the screen and hit buildings.
Did hit buildings though.
It did hit buildings.
I don't think the hero itself was as broken. Troll sniper jug patch, but
Imagine if it still hit buildings with Sniper's current talent tree. You just see snipers standing in front of the enemy bases, laying like 8 shrapnels in a row.
no as just yet for Aoi. That not have a point in repel just yet. Play it safe for the time being. Misery in the meantime has got a little bit of farm. Picks up a set of boots here, so gold. Top of that, we forced to use the shrine here.
So Moon is, I think, completely set up in this lane now. As long as Moon is at full health, I think there's no way that a Lifestealer and Shadow Shaman can kill him. He's got a pretty good start.
Radiant's middle tower
Unless Twilight Eye starts getting some more levels to increase the disable time.
Misery though, keeping up pace. Or MSS.
Mid.
Dota is gonna get gone on and Aoi's TP. Call there, comrade.
That was a support Batrider killing the mid.
And gets stunned up by the aftershock just as Firefly expires, so MSS will find the revenge kill. Squad, and this bounty rune over to the west will put him at his level. Start for offlaner. Rough death for Fata in the... We has pretty much achieved parity in the way CS here. Death to his...
So I would just say that Thunderbirds is ahead here, since they're at least breaking even in all the lanes. And I say that because their mid's okay, their top's okay, and Moon isn't like just level 1, so...
D-Gen Aura here. Gonna get stacked up with the napalm. Doesn't have the living armor, not that it would matter. Will get smacked down by the hammer of... Misery actually the one to blast it. Has been a really good support Batrider. Misery actually the one with both kills, not just him. side. And as you mentioned, with the greedier setup on Thunderbird, great early game.
I mean, Misery's
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
only one level below Vata, and like Misery's supposed to be the support hero. So there's that. And whenever you play Alchemist, or whenever you play against Alchemist, and you're like, you start the game like this, you have to feel really pressured, since there's no hero on MP that kind of enables a kill on Thunderbirds in particular. Like, they can do it together, but there's no hard counter here. There's no like Templar Assassin, like a Blink Desolator, just one-shotting the Alchemist. They have to go in together to kill the Alchemist, so MP probably feel pressured to make something happen soon.
Pilot Eye. Bottom lane tickles Moon with an Ether Shock and cop a bit of harass for it. They do force out the Purification though. Open Wound's going to be popped now. Shackle is there as well. 5 seconds till the next Purification. And with the Degen Aura, kind of alluded earlier, Moon's simply able to walk away.
The dumbest part about the Degen Aura is it has an attack slow. Attack slows are really underrated in Dota 2 in general. I think one of the other heroes people don't realize has an attack slow is Crystal Maiden Nova. Just makes it so hard to trade hits.
Especially with a hero whose base attack time is so...
There's a
that rage.
movement going on mid. MP have the support to... Oh, they might get the Alchemist. They have to chain stun him.
No Shrine nearby as well. He gets the Chemical Rage off, but it's a little too late. Shackle comes through. Fata has another Scythe, and they have a Crypt Swarm as well. And as you mentioned, this is an over-leveled support on Misery's Batrider, so 2 very impactful kills. Fata also going to look to clean up this stack. It's only a double stack, though, so we thought it was a little bit larger.
That's an MP thing to do, to be honest. Like, oh, the enemy has a stack. Let's go take it. Fata's like, I'm on it. Looks at, he's like, this is not working, guys.
A little bit more subtle of a trade than perhaps he thought he was getting here. Well, top lane, Battle Trance going to be popped up. Saxa beating into the tower alongside his safe lane carry, Warlord Resol. Fata going to be spotted out here briefly. Misery does not have a lasso. Can't bring Moon in, so Fata, as his spirits return, will be healed up and back.
That was Exorcism number 1. Got dual stack.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, so stack secured. 1300 gold in MSS's pockets here. Sub 8 minutes, not bad at all for this Earthshaker. Yeah, they will find the Shackle on him. And Fisher there as well. Misery, where are your raindrops, young man?
Been denied.
We'll be able to make it away to safety. Power in the meantime secured. Dire are the ones to pick up the last hit.
Do you need a raindrop on Batrider though? Whenever I buy a raindrop, the consideration is like, if they're in a position to throw their spells on me,
Yeah.
would I die anyway, right? And the answer is probably yes, since like Earthshaker's early abilities aren't meant to do damage, they're meant to stun you so you can get hit from other things.
110 damage, Fisher. Completely negates it. Like, the spell's not meant.
And he was just in a Satyr, he was just blasting on the enemy. Wasn't working out for him though.
MV play.
Well, Purification's pretty insane, along with Aquatic Shield. It's the, it's just, and it does pure damage to the Lifestealer too, which is, it's Omni Knight pick working out really well for Thunderbirds.
Yeah, very keen knowledge aligned in that lane's.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Saxa rotating in top lane. Are we gonna... Perhaps MSS does have the Echo available, but TBirds dancing around him nicely here. He will throw out the Fisher to keep Resolution back. He gets off the enchant. Well, looks like they may settle for Owie here. Owie, no living armor left, and one more. Oh, thick there, but Lucian finds himself the kill. Tie this up 3-3. Time though, Moon in the offlane on the Omni Knight has surpassed every other 3, 4, and 5 position. Pretty much at equilibrium with the mid laner event net worth. Maybe to make a reaction here, bot lane. How are we gonna rotate in? Bash will drop through the repel.
There's the anti-Lifestealer spell. the repel.
Dire's
And
middle
whenever you watch an Alchemist game, you don't look at the difference in net worth. You look at the hero chart.
Trouble here, mid lane's getting at the siphon off. Slows out Misery. Nicely played. Leech Seed is there as well. Lasso, though. Battle Trance, Chemical Rage, and Death Prophet. Not long for this world. Take a spill, and more than likely, this tier 1 mid lane will take a spill as well. MSS is setting up nearby. Glyph already used. They're not going to commit Envy into this, and they don't have an overgrowth. Tier 1 is going to end up falling here. Nice set of circumstances for Thunderbirds as they pick up the mid laner.
Yeah, Thunderbirds is looking really good here. I mean, whenever you take a tower as a team with Alchemist, things are looking up for you.
The Alchemist jungle and having more.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Finds himself a farm this up.
He's actually decently close to a blink for a support Batrider.
Had a great bar. 2-2 in 1. A couple of deaths after the early start, but still. 5-ish last hits as well. Back out to Moon bottom lane.
Is under attack.
Still feeling rather confident on. Has the head draft. Well, Owie nearby, but with limited mana on Envy, going to be very difficult for them.
MSS is here, so I think they're gonna go for a kill here. You gotta get the chain
Get the bash
stun.
off. Rage is there as well. Fisher. Purify though. GA. Repel is going to dodge the Echo. By Envy.
That was unfortunate.
Meanwhile, mid lane, they do end up getting Wii with the wards. Fata there as well. No point in the silence, so perhaps just good timing from NP with the Chemical Rage. Actually seemed just get it off before dying, but that's a big kill for them to net with only 2 healers present.
Yeah, and Shadow Shaman says you are bound. And then suddenly you can't move for 3.5 seconds and you take 200 damage.
I was hoping for the Hayataya Andaka, but you go for the you are bound.
That
Get it,
works
we'll
too.
get it. We'll get it next time. Bronze either way. Owie. Working towards that medallion, just the Blightstone away. Soak up a little bit of bot lane. He gets that all-important overgrowth. Kind of deal with the repel here. Finally, keep that milestone.
This is Exorcism number 3, being used on Ancients.
Both teams doing a little ancient farming here. We and that Battle Trance Chemical. A triple stack.
So Envy went for... he's taking a lot of damage here. Envy went for an armlet first instead of a minus, so recognizing that greedy builds won't slide this game, especially when you're playing against an Alchemist. Holy crap, this purification.
Be a little bit careful here. Bottom lane will phase away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We have a smoke coming in.
There's a rage on it. I'll go here.
Yeah. Good spot.
Owie's setting up as well, but oh, Exorcism ready. Echo 40 seconds away. Fully commit to there. TPing in. Owie nearby gets the overgrowth off, cancels TPs anywhere else. Well, that's just going to be a nuisance, and it looks like they'll finish the tower off here after. Bata a little bit too low to commit that fight.
Envy coming in with the Satyr Tormentor. Getting pinged out.
Meanwhile, NP just kind of farming as they have the wards up again, maybe thinking about top lane. MSS does have Blink Power Spike.
Dire's middle tower
Power
is under
Spike.
attack.
I like the turn Power Spike, only because it comes from other games.
Dire's top tower
They do have it. They have the blink on Earthshaker, which means the Lifestealer can start making moves.
Play other games than Dota.
It's Dota and Brood War. We got Power Spikes in Brood War too, you know? Like,
Alright, fair.
we got the Psystorm timing on High Templars. We have a Roshan coming up from Thunderbirds.
Yeah,
They're gonna-
the classic tier 1 top for Roshan trade.
Very fast Troll Warlord Alchemist Acid Spray.
Should have a medallion somewhere too.
Yep, the ogre has one.
Up for Saxa, so they'll make their way towards the mid lane with Aegis, though there is a blink on MSS and I'm not sure it's been revealed yet. So they should be relatively aware that this timing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's structures are fortified.
3 up on the high ground.
Tower is under attack.
Top 2 isn't time, so deduce that there's someone behind the tree. Back up for the time being, and now jump forward. Ow, he's gonna get spotted by the sentry.
Big Echo coming.
Echo comes in onto 2, and they will be able to blow up Misery. Aegis is down as well, but do they have enough to continue fighting here? GA's been popped. They get the Hex up onto Moon. Shackle is there, but in the back lines, it will end up dropping down the Ogre. Now they get the Troll as well. Envy still fighting tall here. Fata turns around, gets the silence off onto Moon. Not much juice left in the tank now for NP. They do get the Fissure off. It blocks on the opposite side, however. Continue to contribute, but it's an Aegis and 3 heroes down here for the NP side, and that's a blink reveal.
That was a 3-2-2 Fissure. But again, like MP, I think their idea with this draft was to kind of hit Thunderbirds like surprisingly and take out heroes before the Omni Knight gets to cast anything. And that's exactly what happened. You got a really big Echo, and then they got a really big silence follow-up. And 2 of Thunderbird's heroes just evaporated it instantly.
Maybe even kind of a silent blessing for them to have all those spells, you know, including the lasso expended on Aoi at the very beginning of the fight. SS able to flank from the side. Pilot Eye gonna end up going down bottom lane. Bata nearby. Gets the Yules up onto the Alchemist, and with the Fissure they'll be able to cure any.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Keeping tabs on Resolution top lane, but NP not yet to make a move toward. 60 seconds until Echo up again. MS up towards top lane where Warlord. Aoi though revealing himself as
I think he was trying to slow down the Troll because there's this Earthshaker smoked in coming in. I think if you're Resolution, you're completely aware. Like, you're alone and a couple of heroes missing from NP, and there's like no reason why the tree's there unless he's trying to kill.
Lee gonna get purified up. Was low, but pops the chemical. Threatened here. Not gonna bear any fruit.
Fundamentally, the Alchemist hero, like, the idea is like you make more with less map control, and like, Thunderbirds are content like squeezing into one part of the map if as long as the Alchemist is farming, because they are effectively still out farming the enemy team.
Radiant's top tower is
At least until they're ready to fight again.
Envy. The armlet. They will find a Fissure onto Misery. Typhon is there as well. They get the sentry down. Yules will keep him up, and Hayataya and the Ka will be there from Pilot Eye. So they do find a kill. No Roche nearby though.
under attack.
Towers as well. So they are going to make a reaction towards bottom. Envy. Repel going to be thrown out onto Rezo. Full 5-man event. Bottom lane. Are they able to... Aoi, he's...
So Yules Repel's on cooldown for a while.
Get the bash off first. Siphon is there. Silence as well. Pant Totem and Moon, he will end up dropping here. So they do get something out of this bot lane rotation. And the tower, luckily for Thunderbirds, barely out of deny range.
But all of MP's,
there's a tree though.
Yeah, all of MP's TPs are on cooldown, so Alchemist is completely content TPing top.
Shoves in this wave. Still though, without hard committing tower, Treant should be able to heal it up. So MP have done a decent job to stymie the bleed. But they haven't really stopped the farm. Last 5 or so minutes. Resolution farming decent. Well, with his Manta up, so can purge off that Death Prophet silent. Get out of the over. Well, jump forward, bottom lane. Misery finds himself a Pilot Eye. Pie's gonna drop the wards. MSS is nearby, but jump in here as Moon joins. Perhaps thinking about it with Sox and Misery, the only one. Finish anyone off. Well, they are high ground. Deuce. Bounty room. Best finds him. Fissure will be just positioned well enough for Envy to get in with the infest bomb. 10-7 the score. NP with a slight kill lead, but a 10k net worth. Thunderbird, certainly something you'd expect with an Alchemist, but they've also got ones down with two.
Yeah, Resolution's very far ahead of Envy as well. Envy just finishes his Desolator.
What do you think about this Blink Dagger, Bata? To follow up the Earthshaker for a silence, or?
Man, MP's been buying some very unique items on Death Prophet. Granted, it's been working, so I think MP, when Envy plays the Death Prophet, they've been buying this Blink, Yule's, Solar Crest, all these very meta items. And, it helps her. I guess one of the issues with Death Prophet ulti is that if the enemy team is able to run away from you, then your exorcism is expended and you got nothing out of it. Blink kind of helps mitigate that risk.
Pilot, working on a Blink? Well, halfway there.
Yeah, helps you land your siphons too, which is big, since the more siphons you land in a fight, the more likely you are to win and survive. Yeah.
Radiance is up for the Alk. He's got the Manta as well. Picks up a plate mail here, though. Fire to up.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Feels like MP are grouping up for potential smoke.
Well.
MSS has one, but it's in his backpack.
It's in his backpack.
They might be waiting because they only see the Alchemist right now, so that's one consideration for MP. Like, none of their wards actually spot out where Thunderbirds are. Thunderbirds.
Drawing on the map is MSS, so relatively aware. Now that. Because they wanted to bait the DP, Birds still baiting that Alchemist.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's tough. MP or Thunderbirds are slowly winning this game just because the Alchemist is getting more farmed. I mean, he's got his Radiance, he's got that Shiva's coming, so this makes it very difficult for Lifestealer to actually sustain hitting the Alchemist, and then MP also have to worry about the Troll Warlord and the Omni Knight. So again, I think this game, similar to last game, MP have a lot to worry about in these fights. So I think
Owie. Cover of Invis Resolution nearby. Saxa has a sentry.
He's got to notice that he was getting degened, I think, right? Maybe.
Off to the west. Sentry is dropped here, though. There's one down for Owie as well. Maybe a little bit of a sense of a false positive for it. For now, TBirds, though, they're going to back off. Kind of alluded to. Seem to be pretty content with their position. They're out farming the enemy. Enemy more so relies. But smoke down. They are on the low ground. Owie in a good spot to pop it. Resolution's gonna be found out. Instant Echo Slam. They'll jump forward, find the Fisher. Couple of right clicks from Envy, and they'll get the Troll Warlord. Misery too slow to make a reaction. Now the jump forward from Fata with the Yules. They get the Siphon off. No overgrowth though there. Owie just fractions away to get Misery, and they do get the kill on the Troll Warlord. So that'll be all she wrote for this. The Echo Slam.
All she wrote. I think MP might be considering Roche here. I mean, Resolution's up in 20 seconds, so that shouldn't be long enough for MP to take Roche. Still, that's probably a kill you're very happy with, especially since whenever you play an Alchemist, you want that reverse snowball effect to kick in.
Good old comeback mechanic.
Yeah. Nice smoke. Smoke's broken.
Gonna jump towards the high ground. They get the Hex off. Fisher hits onto two. Beautifully placed. And the Ward Trap is there. They get the Manta off for Resolution, though. Saxa proving to be very tanky. They get down Fata with the Alchemist and the Battle Trance. MSS in trouble now. He's gonna drop. Lasso there as well. Will bring down Pilot Eye. Owie. Last man standing, but not for long. Wee finds himself a triple kill. And Ogre Magi OS Frog unable to bring him down. Wee's Alchemist as well, just tanky enough with the fresh Shivas. That'll be a Roche and a devastating team fight loss for NP.
Dota had no HP or armor items and died in like 4 Alchemist hits along with Ogre's Medallion and the Acid Spray, and just Troll Warlord ulti in general. That was a very, very strange engagement for NP. Granted, like, Thunderbirds were taking a position on that hill just because it's so good, right? You have the Shrine, you break the smoke. NP probably don't have vision there since they haven't been there in a while. So NP ended up with not the best engagement.
Up in the air, Misery to the Yules. He'll get silenced up. Pi will jump forward for the Hex, but just delaying things here. Envy, though, he is going to pop out of MSS. MSS gets bashed, though. Flame Break will keep him back into his death. Envy in trouble as well. Will be forced to pop the Shrine, but the Unstable Concoction is there from Wee. Buyback available on Envy. MSS down for 40 seconds. No chance to get back into this one. And NP on the back foot here. Jump forward from Misery. He's going to find the lasso, and they're going to melt Pylite. Die. 2 heroes down, no buybacks. Envy has one, but they just don't have much use in the tank. And Thunderbirds, congratulations coming out from Envy and the MB side. They're going to make it forward to the Epicenter Moscow LAN Finals.
Yeah, congrats to Thunderbirds. I felt like Thunderbirds really just... It's not completely an outdraft, but their lanes are certainly in better shape coming out of the early game. And when your lanes